Dark and or creepy moments in cartoons. New series? You let me know. So do you guys remember the Ed, Edd and Eddy episode, The Day That Ed Stood Still? The episode was about how Ed went on a freak rampage in the cul-de-sac. You see, Double D made this monster costume, and when Ed put on the monster costume, he actually felt like he was a real live monster. And when he put on this costume, he was actually acting like a monster. They actually made him that ferocious. He was kidnapping all the children in the cul-de-sac, and he was capturing them and encasing them in these cereal cocoons. I mean, just look at this costume. This costume is pretty creepy, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Just check this out.
Man, what's he doing making a mirror? It's you. I am a monster!
Yeah. Dark and or creepy moments in cartoons, part 2. Just so you know, I got 3 good Courage episodes. Do you guys remember the Courage the Cowardly Dog episode of Freaky Fred? It was about how Muriel's nephew Fred stopped by for a visit. Now see, Fred got locked up in a nut house for his compulsive addiction of shaving everything bald. First of all, Muriel, the hell is your family? Cause if this is your nephew, what do your siblings look like?
My name is Fred. The words you hear are in my head. I said my name is Fred, and I've been very naughty. Courage.
Nah, cause I wish another man would call my name like that. I get mad Damon from Friday After Next vibes from that. I didn't know. Dark and creepy moments in cartoons, part 3. Do you guys remember the Courage the Cowardly Dog episode, The Mask? This episode was about domestic violence. Why they wanted to tackle that topic in the kids' cartoon, I do not know. The episode centers around these two characters, Bunny and Kitty. Kitty stumbled upon Courage's house, in which the entire time she was there, she was beating the dog crap out of Courage, because she has a deep-seated hatred for dog. But Jasiah, why does she hate dog? Because her friend Bunny is in an abusive relationship with a dog. Like a manipulative, abusive relationship. This show deals with mental and physical abuse. They did get a happy ending in the end with Courage, saving the day, and them reuniting on a train, running away far, far away together. But like the whole episode was just so dark. Like the topics were so heavy. So view this episode at your own risk. Dark and creepy moments in cartoons, part 4. Do you guys remember the Courage the Cowardly Dog episode, The House of Discontent? The episode was about how Eustace and Muriel could not grow anything on the farm. And since they couldn't grow anything, they got a visit from a very interesting guest.
Midnight to grow something, and if you can't, well, you were warned.
But that only gives us 10 minutes.
By midnight, you either grow or go.
Yeah, the spirit of the harvest moon. This was the scariest villain in Courage the Cowardly Dog when I was a kid. From its eerie, raspy voice to its freaking presentation. I don't care what nobody says. This right here is the scariest villain of all time. Cause what the hell? Why is his eyes so darked out? And why is his lips black? Mama? Dark and creepy moments in cartoons, part 5. One of my favorite cartoons of all time is As Told by Ginger. I've been telling y'all to watch that, and y'all need to. There was an episode titled And She Was Gone, to where Ginger wrote a poem, because Ginger loved writing. But just listen to this poem and kind of draw the parallels.
She spread her arms out wide, breathed in the break of dawn. She just let go of all she held, and then she was gone.
The lines of the poem, coupled with the black and white animation, everybody thought that Ginger was talking about unaliving herself. Thankfully, she wasn't, but hearing the lyrics of the poem, coupled with the creepy black and white animation, it really added for a very dark and disturbing moment in the cartoon. The lingering thought is, just imagine if that was Ginger Fowley's 13th season.
They say stood witness. The sky refused to tell.
Someone who had seen it said the story played out well.
She spread her arms out wide, breathed in the break of dawn. She just let go of what she held, and then she was gone.
Dark and Creepy Moments in Cartoons, Part 6. Do you guys remember the Cat Dog episode Teeth for Two? The episode was about how Cat found out that whatever happened to Dog's teeth, it happens to his teeth as well due to their anatomy. So the whole episode was about how Cat was trying to get Dog to take care of his teeth better. And it was a pretty cool normal episode, right? It would just involve various different antics on Cat trying to keep Dog from trying to, eat all this nasty stuff and keep his teeth clean. Until this part happened. Cause what the hell was this? Why did they feel this was needed? I don't know why they did this. This shit creeped me the hell out.
This was Cat going inside of his own skin, coming out of Dog's mouth to clean his teeth.
I'ma be real, Cat. It has never been that serious. Dark and Creepy Moments in Kids Cartoons, Part 8. So do you guys remember the 2-part Season 1 finale of Avatar The Last Airbender, The Siege of the North? It was about how the Fire Nation was trying to attack the Water Tribe at dawn. And Zuko snuck into the Water Tribe hoping to capture Aang. So Aang goes into the spirit world to try to get the knowledge and wisdom to defeat the Fire Nation, right? Now Roku told Aang Now in this fine line between the spirit world and the real world, Aang was visited by a previous avatar known as Roku, who was born to the Fire Nation. And Roku tells Aang of this spirit known as Ko. And he's called the face-stealing spirit. This right here is the stuff of nightmares. The fact that when he's talking to Aang, he studies Switch's faces, it's oh my god.
Why did he or I try to kill you?
Oh, it was something about stealing the face of someone you loved.
Dark and Creepy Moments in Cartoons, Part 9. Couldn't find my regular mic, so we're going old school. So do you guys remember the Invader Zim episode Bestest Friend? It was about how Zim wanted to get the human experience, like, fully, and he learned that being a human means that you have best friends. So the whole episode was about him, setting off finding best friends. Like viable candidates. Now, he did find one. What he did to him, though, yeah.
Thank you, Sim.
Bro just straight ripped out his eyes and replaced them with artificial ones so that he can control him. Dark and Creepy Moments in Kids Cartoons, Part 10. So do you guys remember a show called The Dinosaur? I know it doesn't technically count as a cartoon, but still. It followed the lives of the Sinclair family, a family full of dinosaurs living in, the prehistoric times. It was pretty cool. I actually liked the show. And it's on Disney+. Now, I thought it was pretty cool until we reached the series finale. The very last episode of the series was probably one of the darkest moments of all time. So the father in the red flannel shirt, Earl here, he inadvertently caused the extinction of the dinosaurs by exterminating all plant life at his job. This caused the dinosaurs to go into a massive snowstorm. And with the world coming to an end, with their fate being made, we were left with this.
And taking a look at the long-range forecast, continued snow, darkness, and extreme cold. This is Howard Handupme. Good night. Goodbye.
Dark and Creepy Moments in Cartoons, Part 11. Alright, a little bit of a backstory. When I was a little kid, I actually had some of those VHS tapes. I had a Lightning McQueen VHS TV, and I had a bunch of different VHS tapes for cartoons. One of those VHS tapes was a Rugrats videotape, and it looked just like this. It was called Angelica the Divine. It was a mix of Angelica themed episodes. One of those episodes was called Angelica's Worst Nightmare, and it was about how her parents was expecting a new baby. And with a new baby in the house, that means new competition. So much so that she had this horrible nightmare about the new baby. And this new baby was creepy and intimidating.
Your sister, I thought I told you to scram. I warned you to get out, but you wouldn't listen. Now I'm gonna have to teach you a lesson. Well, now you're num-nums.
Good times. Or should I say dark times? Dark and Creepy Moments in Cartoons, Part 12. I'm pretty sure all of us know about Sesame Street. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? I love the show. I was a Cookie Monster fan myself, and this show taught you about a lot of things. Shapes, colors. It taught you how to count too. Not like this though.
Now then, a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Dark and Creepy Moments in Cartoons, Part 13. This was completely unintentional, but this is probably one of the most unlucky parts. So do you guys remember the Rocko's Modern Life episode To Heck and Back? It was about how Heifer choked on a chicken bone at a diner, and instead of going to heaven, he was sent straight to heck. Cause you know, Rocko's Modern Life. A family cartoon. Now of course I've already watched this series in its entirety way long ago. One of my favorite shows of all time. Which begs the question, what did my guy Heifer do to get sent straight to heck and not to heaven?
Welcome to Heck, a friendly community.
I am the Dark Underlord, the Prince of Doom, the King of Eternal Torment. I am here!
Dark and Creepy Moments in Cartoons, Part 14. Originally, this was Part 5, but it got taken down, so let's see how well this is gonna go. So do you guys remember the Invader Zim episode, Dark Harvest? Probably one of the darkest Invader Zim episodes of all time. The episode is about how Dib informs Zim that when he goes to the nurse and they figure out that he has alien organs instead of human organs, they're gonna capture him and dissect him. So, you know, what does Zim do? He steals the organs of all of the kids and replaces them with random objects. Like, it came to a point where the show just stopped focusing on comedy in this episode, and it was strictly just dark. It all reached its climax when Zim finally captured Dib so he can steal his lungs. Dark and Creepy Moments in Cartoons, Part 15. I'm pretty sure that we all remember the TV show known as My Life as a Teenage Robot, one of my favorite cartoons of all time. In the 7th episode of the first season, we saw the return of Raggedy Android. Raggedy Android was Jenny's exoskin that she used to make herself a little bit more human to connect to her peers. That was until the exoskin tried to, you know, take control of her body and mold herself onto her robotic exoskeleton. And this thing was sinister, it was evil, and it was downright creepy. But don't worry, exoskeletons and Raggedy Androids, those aren't real. Dark and Creepy Moments in Cartoons, Part 16. So, to all my old school fans out there, I'm pretty sure you guys remember the show Captain Planet and the Planeteers. There was an episode called Mind Pollution, where one of the main characters, Linka, was addicted to a drug known as Bliss. And when I say addicted, I mean she and her cousin Boris was addicted, to the point where they would do anything they could to get a bottle of Bliss. And it got so bad that in the end, Linka's cousin Boris died of a drug overdose. The 90s was something else. Literally saw somebody on screen die of a drug overdose. Dark and Creepy Moments in Cartoons, Part 17. I'm pretty sure we all know about the animated series known as the Teen Titans, one of my favorite cartoons of all time, much like everybody else. There was an episode of the Teen Titans where it got very dark and depressing very fast. We saw Robin's slow descent into madness as he was mentally getting, outworked by Slade. In case you guys didn't know, Slade was the main antagonist in the Teen Titans. Robin saw Slade, but the other Titans didn't, and it really took a toll on him.
Too slow, Robin. You always were.
I knew you'd come back. Starfire, stop him!
Robin! There was no one there.
Dark and Creepy Moments in Cartoons, Part 18. I'm pretty sure we're all familiar with the cartoon known as Tom and Jerry, one of history's most classic cartoons. There was an episode of Tom and Jerry which many consider to be the very last episode. It was titled Blue Cat Blues, and the episode started off with Tom sitting by some railroad tracks, sad and depressed, having this very disgruntled, bloodshot look on his face. And this is because his girlfriend got stolen from him by another cat, which led him into a deep, dark depression. Jerry had the exact same thing happen to him. He had his mouse girlfriend stolen by another mouse. With Jerry feeling the exact same pain that Tom felt, they felt there was no other choice than to sit on the train tracks and wait for the train to come. I think you understand where we're going with this. Dark and creepy moments in cartoons, part 19. I bet you didn't know SpongeBob can get dark and or creepy, but let's get into it. There was an episode of SpongeBob titled Wormy. You guys probably know where I'm going with this. It was where SpongeBob and Patrick were trusted in keeping Sandy's pet caterpillar safe. What they didn't know was that caterpillar turned into butterflies. And this was the most horrific butterfly I have ever seen in my life. Why they felt the need to make this realistic, I will never know. This butterfly terrorized everybody of Bikini Bottom. They dubbed the butterfly the monster. You want to know why they call it a monster? They really want a leaf blow? Like right now? Anyways, dark and creepy moments in cartoons, part 20. I'm pretty sure we all know about Thomas the Train. So there was an episode about Thomas the Train that centered around Henry. And he was a train that had beautiful green paint and red stripes. Well, it was a rainy day and Henry didn't want to come out of the tunnel because he was afraid that the rain was going to wash away his green paint with red stripes. And he was adamant on that. Everybody tried to get Henry out the tunnel, but they couldn't do it because he was too stubborn to come out. So what did they do? They boarded up Henry and trapped him inside of the tunnel. And all he could do was watch as the other trains passed by. And many wondered if he would ever get out ever again. Dark and creepy moments in cartoons, part 21. I'm pretty sure we all know about Alf. I know it's not a cartoon, it's a family show. Special episode, how about that? I mean, it did have an animated series, but moving on. Now, to my research, Alf got canceled after, I believe, season 4. And the final episode of the series left viewers questioning what was going to happen next. You see, the Tanners didn't want anybody else finding out about Alf, or else, they'll take him into a lab and dissect him, the alien cliche things, you know what I'm saying? And well, the ending of the series found Alf being captured by the government. And it really left viewers wondering what exactly happened to Alf. Did he get captured? Did he get dissected?
That's my luck. I'm a sports fan among you.
Dark and creepy moments in cartoons, part 22. Let's talk about the Rugrats. There was an episode in season 3 titled Under Chucky's Bed. Now we all know Chucky is scared of everything, right? Well, this time he was scared of his big boy bed because he swore up and down that there was a monster living under his bed. But his dad reassured him that there's no such thing as monsters. But throughout the episode, Chucky has these imaginative episodes of just talking to the monster or encountering the monster. Then his first encounter with the monster, it was pretty creepy, not gonna lie to you.
You're not real. You're just my imagination, that's all. There's no such things as monsters. There's no such things as monsters. There's no such things as monsters. There's no such...